Hello everyone, this is Emre from Istanbul Fringe Festival. I'm the art director of Istanbul Fringe Festival. And today we have Noyan and Melike from Hausbühne YouTube channel, and they are both academics in Istanbul. And they have a great YouTube channel about performing arts and culture in Istanbul. And we have also Zwermers, if it's pronounced well, maybe you can pronounce it better, okay, from Netherlands. And their show is Catwalk, will be in Istanbul Fringe Festival on Thursday, the 24th of September, live from Eindhoven Museum. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna leave you with Noyan and Melike with their questions. And please don't hesitate if you have anything to tell.
Hello and welcome, Zwermers. I hope you are doing good.
Thank you.
I want to start with your backgrounds, your personal background and your company's background. Since when are you working together? Could you please tell us about your personal background and your company, Zwermers? I don't know how to pronounce it, but you can start.
Okay. Well, you pronounce it quite well. It's Zwermers. And
no, I didn't, I guess.
if we would translate it, it would be swarmers. So it's actually a word we created, like swarm, which is the flock of birds, all the time moving and changing shape. This was our inspiration. And in Dutch, this is a zwerm. And swarm or zwermers is kind of the people of this flock, let's say, the people of this swarm. So that's the inspiration of the name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shall we introduce ourselves first?
Yes, okay.
I am Paul van der Waterlaat, performer from the Netherlands. I went to the theater school quite some time ago. I graduated in 2011, and during my graduation year, I was one part of a duet. We danced, we physically performed for a choreographer, and that was when I met Ines. And then at a certain point, we thought, well, let's go and collaborate together. And I am also working for other theater companies. I'm more into the physical arts, physical theater. Yeah, that's it for now. I also make clothes. That's also what I do. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing to tell. I'm Ines. I studied dance academy, also in Tilburg, and I did a lot of projects with a lot of different people, and then we started collaborating more and more over the years. And yeah, so my main background is dance, but also on the academy I studied the creating your own vocabulary. And I kept on doing this, I guess, and searched for ways to implement costumes or live music or text. And yeah, this somehow got us working together also.
And I'm Wouter. I'm from Belgium. It's we are neighbors. I'm a musician. It doesn't really matter what I studied. I just wanted to do music. So I'm a professional musician, and I joined a company about 5 years ago, and we started working together. So I compose and usually perform the music of our shows live.
And maybe about our company, it took a while to get where we are now, let's say. So first we worked together with a lot of different artists, and we did really different things, with creating very big objects, working with puppets, more into dance. We kind of tasted a lot of different styles.
From theater to festivals to more festival-like concepts, stuff like this.
Yeah, And then 2 years ago, we had a kind of big change. Also, we moved out of a place where we were working, and we changed our name even, and really kind of it became more clear what our identity was. So then we became Zwermers, and then we decided that from a really personal, what do you say this?
Inspiration
focus.
Source.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
We wanted to start around this project Pan with the thing after it, which is a kind of Greek for all inclusive. And we found really personally an urge to work around the gender identity theme. Made a lot.
I think there's a
Connection
problem with
is
the
We
connection.
are,
Yeah.
we are frozen.
Okay,
Now you're good.
it's okay right now. Okay, if you want, I can ask something. Or
Yes, please.
Can you hear me?
This was a conversation, right?
all right. In your work, we see two performers on stage, and you know there are a bunch of clothes on the floor, and the idea may be based on wearing, changing these outfits constantly, let's say continuously. So basically this work is about identities, as you said that before, and identities that define us in society, let's say. So even in a lifetime, we have different types of moods and styles, and one day you are a rocker, and the other day, you know, you're a mother maybe, or even if a businessman, let's say, and how we can 100% sure about what we are, who we are. So maybe let's start with this, if you wish. What were the main idea and your basic motivation here?
It's nice that our first project was it was called Pan.
Mm-hmm.
So not Pan Catwalk, but Pan. That's where we did a performance concert about sort of the difference between a person as an individual and us as a species inhabiting an entire cosmos. So we made a few performances about this. This was very diverse, like songs and also physical parts. And we were with the four of us. There was three of us plus a drummer. And we were clothed in sort of this kind of t-shirt dress, kind of. So
We
sort
tried
of
something unisex.
unisex, unisex.
Yeah.
I was searching for the word even after you said it. And so we did this project, and then we after a while we thought it would be even more interesting also to sort of celebrate the diversity of us, and not to sort of gentrify, sort of to make us all the same, but to sort of to celebrate this diversity. So this first idea sort of popped up around clothes. We both have something with clothes. Make it, also create it,
and
wearables, and also in a sort of conceptual sense.
And maybe to add that we also discovered that was like the line from this first performance to the second, but also personally, you made the bridge already a bit. We see ourselves as fluid people. So, like you say, Melika, one day you can be this, and the other you can be that, and we think that's okay. And we feel sometimes you are being judged very quickly about this. We call it the second skin, the clothing. For example, if we go to a festival and somebody sees Paul sewing behind a sewing machine, it's immediately a big thing. Or if I'm walking on a festival and I ask for a drill or something to create something, they are like, should I explain you how this works really? Because you're this little girl. So there's a lot of perception about these things, and we notice that, and our own clothing is very diverse. So to add that.
Yeah, so with this diversity of clothing, we took our entire closets to the rehearsal space, and it was a big pile of clothes and textile, and you sort of got like this allergic reactions to it. But so we started to actually, as you see in the performance, also to pair up people, sort of two people from the same universe, not necessarily couple, but just from the same planet. And then Wouter made some music, and we added this, and we were all quite a little bit like, is this going to work? Are people even going to find this interesting? And so for us, it was also a big tryout. We have never seen something like this before, and we've never done something like this before. And somehow then, during that evening when we performed it, the audience laughed. The audience was sold, really. The director of the theater where we performed it says, "Go on with this," because then we made half an hour. So then we started to investigate. Now there's a version of 70 minutes. We're working on a version that is more an installation version, sort of to this idea that we can sort of collect identities through clothing. That sometimes you don't need a person, just the clothing, just to get yourself acquainted or to associate with a certain type of person. And it is mainly, the main goal is to really celebrate this diversity, but also throughout the performance we stumble upon things like normative boundaries, bras. With women, guys cannot wear as extravagant clothing as girls can in general. So this is somehow a very interesting normative field that we stumbled upon. Like this.
Okay. On stage, we can see your musician Wouter as well. There was a man with his violin and his loop station that making his music simultaneously. So just like the idea based on the repetition, maybe repetition in the action, the music is also repetitive. So and of course lively performed on stage. So I will ask you two questions at the stage. First is about this repetitive notion of your work. Because apparently you are purposely doing this, and the second is about your music, and it's about Wouter, of course. Could you please tell us about the music later on? But first, the repetitive notion of your work.
Yeah. So from the first time we tried this, started searching was a kind of serial way to present all this diversity of people and to not judge it. So we were searching how we could approach our bodies as a kind of canvas. Do you see this?
Yeah.
Canvas. On which we put on this second skin again and again, and it just changes us just by doing this. And the more we started to approach the whole thing as a very sober, clear choreography, actually, the more the clothing is telling the story and giving meaning to us. So that is why, we more and more even started to search for this totally clean repetition of showing the clothing. Is that an answer?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And maybe I can add another thing related to this. During the performance, at one point, one is starting to put clothes off in a really slow mood, like slow motion, obviously, and the other is being faster and faster, like you are also trying to underline the time, maybe. I just thought that, so maybe you can say something about it, or you can relate it with.
These were things that somehow are presents, like gifts, when you are in the rehearsal space, sometimes you get gifts. And one of the things was that Ines had a lot of clothes, a lot of dresses. Obviously, I didn't have. I have some, but that's not normal, I think. So we decided at that point, let's use that and let's sort of make Ines go super fast, because it is a bit of a normative female thing to have a lot of clothing, and the man generally has less clothing. I hate it, but it's unfortunately the truth at this point. So that's for us a way to work with and to also say something about the time we live in and the difference that is existing between gender at this moment.
Okay, let's do not forget about the music question. What about water? How do you work together with water in this performance?
Well, we started a bit apart, like they started looking like what they were going to do, and I was trying to find out what I was going to do, and then after maybe a few days we just got together and we said, let's do it, let's see how this works. Actually, from the beginning we noticed that it worked really well. And of course, we had a long process of finding the right form, but we are still doing that because we are still creating new versions all the time. But we are always looking for how do you say, how we are playing together. It's not just a performance and we have some music. We try to communicate and make it stronger. Like the music gives you some kind of a drama and story that you can also see in the clothes. Yeah. And we have a few ones that we like come together chapter. So yeah, like that. And repetitiveness is something that I like. I like to make already a long time, but it really worked with this very well. What I had to learn was maybe to make it even more repetitive than I would want it. Like go slow. I always want to, like, if I have a sound, change to the next one. But I had to learn to, like, no, just let it last for a while. So the audience can really like go into some kind of a trance, or like really get focused, and when the music like helps them to get into that atmosphere.
And the project also forced Wouter to make half an hour of music, like solo. That's pretty impressive. And then we decided we were going to do a long version of 17 minutes. So now he made a composition for 70 minutes. That's a long time to just perform by yourself. But that's really a great job.
We hear from the audience also that they it really is the third player of the performance. Like you said in the beginning, it's not nice that it's nice for the performers. He's really the third performer, helping the audience to come in this state of mind to accept that you're just going to watch all the time the same format, let's say.
Okay. As you said that before, the word pen is a Greek word that means everything. So as far as I can see on your website, you choose this word as referring to the interdisciplinary nature of yours, let's say, again. So quoting from your website, wait a sec.
You wrote it a long time ago.
Okay, it's okay. You are saying our performance is situated somewhere between physical dance theater, costume design, live music, installation art. So could you maybe tell us more about your point of view to performing arts in general, maybe, because you are doing lots of things, and you can describe it. What is performing arts in your point of view?
Yeah, the other day you said something, maybe to start with, please add, but that we are not trying to act or to tell a story, but to show only the act. How do you say? Act as in doing.
Yeah.
So not act as in perform.
The action.
Just the action.
You are not You are not an actor or actress. It is not an representative thing you are saying. You are just doing an action itself. Like yes.
Yes, an action itself. Yes.
In this sense, it's very close to performance art. We also call ourselves a performance group, performance company. But the performance art in general, sort of to add that it is an action, that it is a person or like a body doing an action in the here and now, in this space-time which we occupy at this moment, and that gives meaning. And it doesn't give the meaning what I act or what my intention is or what. So in this sense, we are more onto the performance art field, and to say that it comes to us, I think interdisciplinary work comes to all of us pretty natural. We are not only from dance, theater, or music. We like to sort of naturally also work in other fields, like more like we do the costume design. They also have, for example, have a band together where she's sort of dancing the front femme,
the leading
lady. And so it never. So we were raised in a certain area of arts, but never felt confined by it. Sort of curious onto new fields. And it's very interesting to see that this is the format that sort of now naturally comes up.
Yeah, in this catwalk performance, it all comes together. This costume talent we kind of are developing, and the urge to work with music. And I think also the format gave us this, like we really listened to, I hope, and I think so, to what is actually what we want to tell and how do we tell it. Well, actually, by not doing anything more than being really clean. And the cleanness is quite tough. This is the thing. Because also, it takes a lot of, for us, concentration and perfection to all the time do the same and to not get angry at your trousers or your jacket or to feel more male in something or to feel more female into something and to not show this. That is our challenge.
And it's really interesting to feel that clothes do this. If you do put like this big jacket, you have sometimes this feeling to be more like this or to be more like sort of to get a posture or an attitude that sort of comes along with that. It's pretty hard work sort of to disable this tendency and to just be the canvas.
We can read this in your piece, I guess. Everything is equal on the stage. The actors and the musicians, they are all equal. Even the clothes you are wearing. I think it's about destroying the hierarchy on the stage. You are not pretending, you are not acting. You don't have a hierarchy between the roles and the musicians and the actors. So even the genders, they are all equal on the stage. It's readable on your piece. I liked it when I saw it. So I want to ask something about it, about an online performing. What do you think about presenting your piece online? I'm asking you these questions specifically about performing arts, because your piece Catwalk is a non-representative show. You are not acting. You just do actions without pretending to be another person on stage. You are just yourselves. So you don't have an obligation to convince people to your role. In this point, what do you think about liveness and presence in these conditions? What's the difference for you to perform this in digital or in physical?
Yeah, it's interesting because we are going to find out. Because it's the first time that we performed.
Right now.
After the show.
Well, I can maybe, yeah, that's true. Well, we talked also about it, no? Because we sent our video to you.
To Emre.
To Emre. Yeah. But you obviously saw it also now, I hear. And we asked him, why was it interesting for you? Because for us, that was really... something good to learn, that even on on this screen, somehow you read that we are just doing this. So that is for us very interesting, and it's a new thing, I think. We are just kind of touching now. I hope it can be something that we can also use. I think it's not instead of the live performance, because still, yeah, seeing the people in flesh and blood and being in the same space has definitely a different feeling. But I'm really happy and interested in the fact that we can even communicate this through this screen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That was good to feel that Emre said that to us, because usually we have quite people have to sort of see it before they believe it. And sort of, if you tell people like, yes, we have 2 lines of clothes and we're gonna all put it on like once at a time, and that's going to take half an hour and you're going to love it. That's really harsh sort of to say this, to convince people like this, because it's, yeah, people aren't aware of the sort of the magic that kicks in and the little small details that sort of give meaning. So we were also a bit curious on what this digital version would be, but then Emre, as you say, sort of,
yeah, you can close the window, but in a theater you can't escape. You have nowhere to go. So you have to watch the whole piece. When you watched your video at the first time on the screen, we wondered how it's going to be on the stage. So we didn't know about the global pandemic. We were wishing to see you alive in a feedback loop with the audience. But we missed that chance. Maybe next year's, maybe Fringe Festival invites you again. I don't know.
Really hope so. Also, I wanted to add maybe one thing about the digital thing, because what is maybe nice to tell is that tomorrow we start the opening of an exposition in a museum. And this is the first time we are researching and finding out how we can translate our performance also into an installation. So there are physically 2 lines of clothing lying, and you can walk, and hopefully people will find out the story of all these different types of clothing. And also we are creating now a digital video of what we have up to now, let's say, on outfits. So in this way we are searching for different ways to, or different output forms even of this project.
Yeah, it's sort of, we collaborate with a photographer and a filmmaker for this, and the filmmaker is now at this moment creating this big calligraphy. No, not calligraphy. Kaleidoscopic. Calligraphy. Kaleidoscopic sort of film that emphasizes also like the endless amounts of possibilities of identity that you can put on yourself. So that's, as you say, just to sort of color it a bit.
And in these 2 months that this exposition is there in the museum, we are also going to search for new outfits that are specifically found in this city. So let's say if we were to come to you next year, we would love to also take a little time to implement outfits that we find there. So local we kind outfits, of make it more, and that's how it's all the time changing.
Okay. I think we are running out of time, but we have 1 or 2 questions. Can we ask, or are we going to finish?
Yeah, I think let's go ahead if you have time.
Okay, Melike, maybe we can combine 2 last questions.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna ask.
Start, and then I will ask you.
Okay, the first question is, where do you take your inspirations? How do you decide the context in your work? And how do you work on that idea? Do you have a standard procedure, or do you have a standard way of working, or does it depend on your work? That's the first question, and maybe
those were 3 questions.
Yeah.
First 3 questions, and Melike will continue.
Okay.
My question is easy actually, because I read that you inspired Philip Glass and Hauschka, and maybe can you name anyone or any group who influenced you?
Yes.
Easy.
Pick one and answer. So.
Yeah.
Well, we can start with this inspirational question. I think shall we say this? Alain Platel. Do you know Alain Platel? He's a choreographer from Belgium. Working with César, and the piece was called Gardenia, and that worked with transgender people, and it was a very inspirational piece because it sort of left the humans human in a way. You also saw the transformative power of their transformation. That was somehow, and it was just so well done and well choreographed that we were all moved to tears by the simplicity of it and the fullness of it, sort of to the full character. Cannot really become more concrete as this, but this this influenced me quite a lot. I think also you.
Yes.
So that is one inspiration.
And maybe then about how we create, how we start the process. Right?
Yes. How do you work on an idea? Yeah. The idea that influenced you.
I think we work step by step. We work. We come up with an idea. Do not know exactly yet how it's going to work. Also because it's something completely new. We feel we do each time. So I do not feel that there's a certain big procedure to the things we do.
Yeah, but now, since 2 years, actually, we work on this one thing. Eh?
Yeah.
So actually, this process is now like the format is really clear for us right now. And I think it will be for a long time because you asked, where did you get your inspiration? Well, everywhere at this moment. It's sometimes even too much because every time you go out and you see people, it's like, oh yeah, that person should also be there. Oh yeah, this item or this trousers or this way to carry something. Or so at this point, it's everywhere for us, I think. And so right now it's more about the process of finding how to reshape or how to find a new form, like this installation in the museum or the digital video. And then the format is in a way clear. And then we talk a lot about how to translate it into a different shape.
Okay. I can add because in July we did 4 weeks in a theater. Every week we did a new performance in the same format, but like a different theme. And so then it's interesting to see that you developed some kind of a process just within this catwalk. I did every week we start with a huge amount of clothes and you think, oh my God, what's gonna happen? And then these two, they start like getting them on and they start laughing, but then slowly like finding the matching couples, finding an order of clothes, and so, but it works well because like every week we created a new performance in 4 days with new music, new outfits, and it was interesting to see that how it becomes like kind of a routine in a good way.
And it starts to become like within content, it starts to become something that is very hybrid and diverse. Now we're also working in 3 sessions with a preparatory school in Belgium on this identity topic with clothes as well. So we have not only 2 people, but 36 people who are constantly changing clothes. And this, and we also have dreams of a 10-day version in a festival from one point of the city to another, where it sort of emphasizes this endless amount of possibilities. So yeah, it feels that it's also this inspiration is endless. So I guess we're still finding new ways.
We're stuck with it for a while still.
Yeah, to reshape it, to break it open, to life work.
Thank you to 3 of you, and also we thank you to Emre from Fringe. I think that's it. Do you want to add something, Emre?
I think that's pretty good. I'm happy with the questions, and with you being here. I would be happier if you were here, but maybe next year it's going to be real and physical here, and maybe you can also join us in the festival. We would like to, because this is a very
clothing and clothing.
yeah, because this is a very alive performance, as you explain. It's living all the time, and it's changing all the time, and it's never done. It's never finished. So this is quite interesting also for Istanbul Fringe Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you a lot. I have one idea still. I think the video of Mu, the museum will create a digital museum also. So maybe we can share this also with you, just to share this process of finding also these forms.
Yeah, sure. Would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And good luck in the museum.
Thanks.
See you.
Yeah, see you.
Bye.
Bye.